cleanliness is next to godliness, we all say. If we are there, be individually, as a community and a nation. If you so, it will here come any area and now. Now, since you have to talk this past month here, June, we more. You have to talk a crazy pain, flooding the sea, or chroma. Floods the sea, or the capital city of the country. One of the major causes of these floods in the city is our poor sanitation. Our sanitation is very, very, very bad and poor. And one of the things I would like we as a people, we as a nation to pay attention to find solution to is our sanitation problem. So, if the government of the day is set to come out with an initiative where they find solutions to this problem, I think I would commend them, I'll applaud them, I'll promote such initiatives. The government of the day is set to pass a bill into law where people who are found guilty of petty crimes will not just go sit in the jails waiting for their sentence to be over, but will put to the grounds into public spaces to help clean these public spaces. I mean, marketplaces, schools, parks, and all that. And I think such a law is long overdue. I don't know whether it's there already and I implement it. And now I think you ever pass such a law in this country. But if I think you ever pass such a law, I think it's long overdue, because Memete, you have been sentenced to so years with hard labor now. Hard labor now means that you are doing something with your hands. Like you are maybe what am I say? Maybe BB. What am I say? But Ghana Kumano, from what I've seen, I don't see that hard labor in our prison system. The only thing I've seen is, I think almost is a yes sentence. So now say I can't time so near you are. That's when they take you to this public spaces, this market space, to go weed, clean, sweep, and all that. But I think say we shouldn't wait for the latter part of your sentence before they bring you out to clean. I think in your sentence on hard labor, it should be part like then now you do back to clean, because number one, more are buying and African countries most of this can be in Kofoka. If you should employ people to do such work, then why not utilize Oma Sebi? Yes, Oma condemn like Omuda Fiase, Almunifi, by a fidium, Lebi Shwanibeke. Why don't you utilize those people? It's not making. I think it's long overdue. Anyways, Abba, it's Nyaji, and it's something good. If you are going to promote, and I'm going to applaud the government, commend them to come out with initiatives like this to help develop our country. I go by the name Nyama, and this is Ghana First. If today is your first time coming across this content and you find value in it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. On today's episode, we are going to react to a video by Mr. Sarasana of Tuntum Network, where he breaks down what's happening with this whole initiative. Batmas, yeah. So let's jump right into the video. Let's see what's going on.
The moment the president signs this bill into law, this is what happens. And I encourage him to do it. It will mean a community service punishment will now become an alternative form of punishment for certain crimes committed in this country. Community service punishments. So, for certain offenses committed in Ghana, instead of the perpetrator being sent to prison to go and sit and wait for maybe a month, half a year, or even more, just sit and wait, you invest that time working in a community to pay off your offense.
I think this is what is done in most developed countries. This is how it's done in most developed countries. And showboy, showboy, free America, deport nearby Ghana and see or granted some interview or boss asking me so. Say back in the US, when he was 7 this time, you don't just sit down and wait. you are taking out what to go and weed, sweep, like clean the environment, and by doing so, calculate or sentence so because there are certain crimes that you just go sit in the prison cells and waiting for your time to be over. What must I say? Yeah, there are certain crimes say you do that. I think this is a very, very good initiative, and I commend and applaud the government for coming out with such an initiative, and we are here like in here what to help support and promote such initiative.
If you are a Ghanaian, you need to hear this breaking news. The Parliament of Ghana has just passed a new bill. It is called the Community Service Bill. It is one of the fastest bills passed in Ghana in recent times, which goes to show that if the government of the day is serious, we can get a lot of things done in 4 years. And here is why this is true. This bill was introduced to Parliament in January 22nd this year. It was laid before Parliament for discussions in March this year, and it passed its second reading this May and finally passed by Parliament on the 8th of July this year, all in the first half of this year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is currently sitting.
So according to this video, according to Mr. Saros, then it seems this is a new thing in the system. This is like as fresh as you can get it in the system. And wow, so all this while nobody thought of such a thing. Like our leaders, they didn't think of such an initiative. Wow. Well, we move. Like this is the country we find ourselves in. So we can either way it's back. It's in what? And once they be pushy.
On the president's table, awaiting his consent. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what the bill is all about. The moment the president signs this bill into law, this is what happens. And I encourage him to do it. It will mean a community service punishment will now become an alternative form of punishment for certain crimes committed in this country. Community service punishments. So, for certain offenses committed in Ghana, instead of the perpetrator being sent to prison to go and sit and wait for maybe a month, half a year, or even more, just sit and wait. You will invest that time working in a community to pay off your offense.
Yeah.
Now, this law has been long.
And this I think makes sense. It makes sense, because say you have been sentenced to jail for maybe 6 months. 6 months now, that's one. What are you doing? You are just sitting down and waiting, eating, drinking and sleeping. What are you doing, bro? And I think even with that one crap, because I think these sentences or these prisons is like a correction sentence, right? That's the main purpose of this prisons and jail, to correct people. And so be your bonnet. Now say you are correcting now. Yeah, correcting is on what's not kicking out. No, I think the correction, like ebe ejuma, ebi obi akowia body, be kebia, oni any skill. What must he hasn't been taught any skills, and on one so it means you any skill here. It will need maybe answer here. You know what we are body with. In terms of sentences, any parents, any mama need a year or two. What must say? Any person, because only any skill need to know. What never ask somebody on my pra. And also what the other audience BB. So would not call every factory be. Now so no BB like in the production audience BB. What must and I be as a government owned factory be. Maybe I'm produce soaps and tea rolls and juice. Nobody send the pay of factories and also juma. It makes sense, and I even think say, bro, government factories or industries, I think say three and to test to test we should employ the youth in the system. What must but the 1/3 of the labor in these industries and factories should be from for people from what from our prison system. I don't know if you understand, like I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. For example, say the country or the nation or the state has a factory which is producing what maybe juice, maybe fruit juice. Was our factory. And say to test. You employ to test of the people from what? From the system, from the free people, I mean the youth in the system, like what must I say? But 1/3 of the people, we should employ people from the prisons. These people from the prisons, they'll be working towards pay off their sentence. It's one aban it's work up more aban crap na to kaso. What must I say? Ato kaso po what as like aban what to kaso.
Over you, ladies and gentlemen. We should have passed this law a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. It's long overdue.
The bill actually covers minor offenses. Minor offenses. Where punishments are up to 3 years. This will be your punishment for committing minor offenses. You will be cleaning public streets and markets. You will be maintaining parks and public spaces. Wait, parks and public spaces. Do we even have parks and public spaces in Accra? Anyway.
Yeah, we do have.
You will be assisting the district assemblies in carrying out.
Mr. Sales, what I'm trying to say, we do have parks and public spaces, and having bus stops and public spaces. There are like some place you can go sit down and like just relax. We have the Independence Square like this too. It's a public space where like it's a park too. What must the Independence Square? Around the Independence Square, it's a park and just go sit down and what relax and like enjoy yourself, like have a nice time. What must it? The Fua Sandala Park, the children's park, we have in Dafa too at. That's us. What I try to say, we have parks in Ghana here, bro.
Out community jobs, which includes environmental sanitation jobs and many other community improvement projects approved by law. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to sit in a prison and wait. You'll be working between 4 to 8 hours from Monday to Friday.
Right.
That's the new bill awaiting the president's signature. It doesn't include murder cases, rape cases, armed robbery, or any kind of violent crimes. Those are extreme. It is only for minor offenses.
Even with that, and a couple still now I think that they should be put out to work, to still work, because in the US, Showboy was sentenced for what? For murder, or allegedly for murder. What must and he was still put out to work. So could you can still work and once you have a town now you're the ungranny. Oh, and once the prison officers know what they'll pay attention to you in particular and someone you escape. But murder, if you kill someone, like you've raped someone or armed robbery, and you're just sitting down in the prison's cells waiting. No, I think you should, people like that should also be put out to also work.
It's like petty theft, causing unlawful damages to people's properties or state assets, simple assault cases, which may include beating up your spouse, minor traffic related offenses. Yeah, I like that. I like this one. Minor traffic offenses. Yeah, that sounds quite interesting,
bro.
And then we have environmental and sanitation offenses, ladies and gentlemen. Like for those who are fond of disposing their garbage in the gutters, this one is for you. Those who go as far as releasing their sewage when the rains are falling, this is for you. And if you know
Ghanaians or people coming out with their baller, with their refuse, their rubbish to come dump in the rain, in our gutters, in the water bodies, bro, it's very, very, very sad. It's something very, very it's annoying and sad at the same time to witness something like that, bro. And I don't know where this mentality and acts came from, like this thing came from, where Ghanaians come out to dump their rubbish in the rains. I don't know when it started. I don't know, honestly speaking. Me in time I started, but Ghana for and you're fine. We can argue say a woman say our leaders or the government or the leadership has a bigger role to play in this sanitation problem, which is a fact, right? Where like they provide dustbins and like cars, they for these dustbins when it's full with what, with rubbish, where they build recycling factories and all that. The government has a big role to play when it comes to sanitation in this country. We can argue, say, and that's a fact, right? But yes, we have a role to play. And yes, so as much as the government in na afimudie, that doesn't mean say yes, my afimudie. And now we should be doing the wrong thing if the government is not doing anything about to solve this problem. That doesn't mean say we should be doing the wrong thing, because at the end of the day, no, honestly speaking, fasting eba omo affect some the most. Enya omo motisro no and omo wasro no. Yeah, then be the ordinary Ghanaians affecting the most. And as you see, and they are still going through the effects of this whole flooding, which the major cause of this flooding is the sanitation, which is the dumping of the refuse in the gutters and our water bodies. It's still affecting us. People have lost their livelihood. People's homes. People have been displaced. Charlie, it's very, very sad. Ghana, we enjoy this a year. Be ase or yes, bisana bro. Mame, papa, bi, wafa bi, wadafo bi, report town. Like, Chede say, and yes, so I want me report now. You just stop that person. Me sani pani who said, oh, you know, what?
If you know any landlord who is fond of doing this, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a dummy SIM and call the National Community Service Secretariat to alert them. Now, there are a couple more offenses listed there, but that leads me to again question the implementation of this law. Ladies and gentlemen, whose duty is it to enforce this law? I'm sure you want to know, because if we don't structure it right, it will add up to some of the most beautiful laws we have in our books, which are just sitting there in our books, idling around. So whose job is it to make sure this law is enforced? Is it civilians or the police as usual? Ladies and gentlemen, according to this bill, when it becomes a law, it will be enforced by a whole new body that has been established by this government. It is called the National Community Service Secretariat. This is the newly established body that will be working with the Ghana Police Service and the courts to enforce this.
National Community Secretariat. I think they already have a body for such a thing, for a thing like this, which is a town council, right? The town council. I remember town council do me remember to but me you know me town council council I so am they go if expect say oh osan the air cleaner na not only in the public space now no expect you, they also enter to in private homes and all that to inspect whether your surrounding, your environment is what is clean. It's I don't know if there's a whole new body who are going to help implement such a law there and now situate say we are cleaning, or these prisoners are cleaning there. But I think say the best way to go is to just revive the town council. I don't know the problem is and I don't man go here, but I think say you setting up a whole body being it's waste of money, it's waste of time and waste of resources all together. If the town council is still working but they are not effective, but the institution is still there, yeah, why not just invest into that already body now and just revive them back again? But either ways, if what they are doing will also work there, who am I to say this is my suggestion. And okay, I understand, because but this one is just with only prisoners, right? But with the town council, I think it's for the civilians. It's if that's the path they are going with, they are in here, cool.
This law, pretty much like when we used to have the town council secretariat, for those who remember, they are pretty much the same. So the National Community Service Secretariat will be the ones doing the monitoring and the reporting. Now, according to the Community Service Bill, this National Community Service Secretariat is designed to operate as a central national institution not as a department under the district assemblies. It will be working hand in hand with the district assemblies, because that is where all the community services, the activities will be held under the district assemblies. But it is on its own. It is decentralized. It has its own local administrative organs, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought this is cool, because we know the district assemblies are compromised. They cannot be trusted on anything anymore. Those guys are in bed with street vendors and the very people they are mandated to regulate. Those guys are compromised. Let's leave it at that. As a matter of fact, if you look at the whole thing holistically, the prison systems we have in Ghana in itself needs to be moved. We need to change the whole thing. The government has to move the prisons beyond the city, to set up the prisons outside of the city. We need to take them to places where they can actually have access to farmlands. Each of them, ladies and gentlemen, their purpose for being in the city center is at this point completely outdated. The British colonizers thought it wise to keep prisoners in those locations or in those prisons for proximity purposes. The city of Accra, or the main cities of Ghana, wasn't even as big as it is today, and so everything revolved around the same area, and that's why you see all of them around in city. That's why our ministries, like our ministries buildings, for instance, and the department buildings and prisons, are all assembled in the same vicinity. That was the British way of keeping everything close by. But that time has changed, ladies and gentlemen. You need to take the prisons out of the city to where it will be most relevant. They need lands to farm and not just to sit and wait as usual.
Yeah, I also second such an initiative where I think prisoners should be given farmlands to even farm. So now earlier, like state factories. If the government can do state farms as well, those state farms, no crap, no, prisoners should be what? Should be doing these works. Oh, like most of the things are buying. What the other person be employ here civilians no crap na bro. So we go to eska ama foreigners. Some be say man. Former prisoners. No. And like say ebia a buy. I was say a buy employ ebia here civilians no to what maybe do something more ebia to maybe the state has a farm. Maybe I buy any or niska all the way to your civilians and it will me employer, which shouldn't be the way forward. But yeah, if I say the service said if that's the case, so by time there come foreign people, foreign nationals come and do that work now, because that's what is happening. Why don't they give Sage money to what? To the prisoners? And it's almost fast Sage money the MR prisoners. It's not Mr. Sarah said come. It's time say prisons no crap no prison facilities they call in crass and our places that they can what? They can farm or they'll get access to farmlands and bigger things to what to work on. But must not only the city, I will be just cleaning.
Oh. They need shops to learn a craft like carpentry and masonry and any type of vocation that can set them up for a different lifestyle when they get out. Ladies and gentlemen, as it stands now, the prisons are choked and wasteful. We are wasting a lot of lives by just keeping them indoors. We are keeping them indoors, doing nothing, when there is so much work to be done.
Bro, so be so when our prisons today. Hey Lord, Father Lord, I beg of you, don't let me end in such a place. Because me, I get rhinitis, so I get nasal rhinitis, which is like I sneeze, like I'm allergic to certain scents and pollen grains and almost everything. I don't know, at this point I don't even know what I'm allergic to, because anything can just trigger it and I'll be just sneezing and bro, my head will be aching me. So me find myself in a tight place like this with all these people, with all this body odor, bro. I can't survive in such a facility or such a place, bro. Father Lord, I beg of you, Papa is no matter what happens, please don't let me end up in such a place like this. I beg of you. So how do these guys even sleep? How do these guys even, bro? Is this currently, like this is the current state of our prison facilities or what? I've seen videos and pictures of our prison facilities like this in the past. Like for some time now, I haven't come across such videos and pictures, like images like this. But if this is still the case, bro, then this is very, very bad. Though say the person is a murderer or the person has been found guilty of armed robbery and all that, but yo, well, like, okay, if you are found guilty of maybe armed robbery, murder case, rape case, and all that, I think such place, you deserve it. What must say? Such a place, you deserve it to be in a tight place with all these people. Like you guys are packed like sardines in a small room. Boom, such a place, I think you deserve it. But maybe we are body, maybe like petty crimes, like petty in there. I don't think you should be confined in such a room or such a place.
They could have done so much. I mean, think about it. There are certain offenses, the offender will be coming out in a matter of a year or a couple. So why not put them to use while they spend their time there than to sit and wait? Remember, you have to provide them with food, right? Yeah. I got detained in China a couple of years ago, and I learned a lot in that detention center. Did you know that the moment a Chinese is brought in to the detention center, they begin to work, ladies and gentlemen? Listen, from the very moment you are brought in as an offender in China, your working gear is handed to you, and you are arranged for the next bus that is going to the farms. And I remember when this young guy came in fresh, and he was so pumped up and shouting and all over the place and talking, until they took him to the farms. The dude returned deflated. He looked beaten, and it's not a physical beating on your body.
Like so oba no so no boss. Yeah. Obi any obet ma chene police for na prison officers no ntimi chene hwe. Ya don't call farmlands in the buy no. Like why say ball na riding. Ya jo ball like they deflated the ball. Also, the dude came back deflated and beaten. Not physical beating, but what kind of beating is that?
A body, but the job will beat you. The idea of the Chinese behind this is if you have the strength to fight or to steal or cause nuisance in society, then you have strength to work for the state, and they'll put you to work. I've seen a lot with these eyes, ladies and gentlemen. So you hardly find Chinese people fighting in the streets. I'm not suggesting that we should introduce the same thing here.
We should.
But when people come to understand that going to jail in Ghana comes with a lot of hard work in the sun, people will be a little more careful how they go about things. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I hope the president signs up to this bill as soon as possible. And most importantly, I hope the new National Community Service Secretariat doesn't become another political tool to extort money from people. Ladies and gentlemen, it can easily turn into another platform for party foot soldiers where they take briberies from offenders to prevent a jail term. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope it doesn't become like the district assemblies. That's what they do with the district assemblies. And the same thing can be happening there. Yeah. Mr. President, if such a policy can be done in this record time in Parliament, please also hurry up to sign up to it. And then maybe, Mr. President, the rest of the bills that have been passed that are sitting on your desk should be also considered while you sign this bill. For instance, the value for money bill, or like the human sexual rights and family values bill. It's still sitting on your desk.
The latter bill, why isn't the president not signing that bill? The family value and sexual, that's gayism and the lesbianism thing where these foreigners are trying to impose on us, where they found agents amongst us to push such an agenda, say yanji gay need lesbian into. Bro, why isn't the government signing that bill to make it a law to punish people who are found in such acts and such practices? Mr. President, why? Nanado Etisono also unsigning allegedly. Some people, some Ghanaians were saying he is part of them. He practices such things. Matma say such gay and lesbian things. more and this for crap more crap from pushes our agenda. It's a ban is saying now more all of it like all of some baba and more Mr. President, what you will need to say there cost no. Last time it's continue maybe saying it's not part of our priorities. But it should be part of our priorities because when we say nation building and just fiscal but cultural development in Sweden not only the fiscal development or the what's the word like the roads and the schools and you know but cultural development in Sweden and also societal development in Sweden. Oh, and that's gay and lesbian thing and homosexual then in our you know it's going to retard us like that see just our practices need to it will retard us more than what progressing us. Oh, and to why aren't you signing that bill? Mr. Sam George, I commend you, applaud you for pushing such a bill to be passed in parliament, but still because still now president on signing nana do this no ubonichi sa osoja ehye to sa eboni to just o president na banana still now president in signing sa bill ne the same fire na hit out the man nana do the same for Mahama. I'm not saying this with any political tone. Nah, I'm just saying say let Mahama sign that bill because I'm also for that bill to be passed against this homosexual thing. I'm also for it. I've even done a whole video about it. You can go and check.
Yes, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana Amendment Bill still not signed. All that needs to be consented to, Mr. President. You have to consent to them. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching till the end. My name is Cyrus. Please don't forget to subscribe if today is your first time with us. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah,
it is bye-bye.
Remember to subscribe to Network. It's a YouTube channel where if you are interested in nation building in this continent progress, then you will love it there, right? Because day in, day out, Mr. Cyrus is coming out with videos informing us, educating us about what is happening not only in Ghana but also West Africa and Africa as a whole and the world at large too. Massive. So please do remember to go hit the subscribe button on Tuntum Network and also do the same for this channel too. Yeah, to get more videos like this from me. So not only this program pen I'm here on this channel, I do other programs, right? Entertainment, education, information, like everything. So I do some. So do remember or do what to hit the subscribe button, like and share the video, and come in the comment section and let's vibe in the comment section. I go by the name Niama and this is Ghana Fest. Hope to catch you on the next episode. I'm out.